That's the end of the round. We're going to be back with more Academic Challenge right after this.
Imagine how much you could learn in 150 years. Rely on the knowledge and experience of Westfield Insurance and a trusted advisor, your independent agent. Represented locally by leading independent insurance agents, Westfield Insurance is very proud to bring you Academic Challenge, because supporting youth is another way we're protecting your future.
If you spend 2 hours in a room where someone's smoking, you'll inhale the equivalent of 4 cigarettes. My dad shared an office with a chain smoker, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for more than 10 years. Not surprisingly, he died of lung cancer.
Let's welcome and meet our team advisors from Beachwood. Let's say hello to Amy Hazelton and John Kaminsky. Representing James A. Garfield is Doug Engelhardt, and advising St. Joseph Academy is David White. All right, it is time to get back underway with our hot pick round. One at a time, I'm going to ask each team 8 questions. The correct response is worth 20 points. There is no penalty for an incorrect answer. Plus, any team answering all 8 questions correctly will receive 25 bonus points. First up is team number 1, James A. Garfield, but the way we do this is that team number 2, Beachwood, gets to select your questions. So, Jason, why don't you tell me which one? 1, 2, or 3?
3.
3 it shall be. Garfield, are you ready? In 1975, Junko Tabei of Japan became the first woman to reach the top of what mountain, the highest in the world?
Mount Everest?
Is correct. A man named Truman Angel was the first major architect associated with what American religion that has statues of an angel on its temples in Utah?
Mormon?
Is correct. With a memorable name that sounds like a Christmas carol, Gerald Noel was repeatedly elected to what lower house of the British Parliament?
The House of Lords.
Looking for the House of Commons. I want you to take a look at the monitor right now. We have a science question for you. Herbivorous, predatory, migratory. A bird such as an owl or hawk that eats other animals is best described by which of these?
Predatory?
Is correct. The first overseas landing of U.S. Marines took place in 1776 when they assaulted an English base on what island chain whose modern capital is Nassau? We are looking for the Bahamas. You'll probably vacation there one day. Footprints alerted Robinson Crusoe to the presence of what character he describes as my man?
Friday?
Friday is correct. Take a look at the monitor for a math question. In this isosceles triangle, angle A equals 80 degrees. What is the measure of angle B in degrees?
20.
20 degrees is correct. John Brown made his raid on Harper's Ferry in 1859 when what 15th president was in the White House? Need an answer.
Pierce?
Buchanan. James Buchanan. All right, Garfield, good job there. Beachwood, it is your turn right now, but we're going to allow Katie to pick the questions for Beachwood. 1 or 2, Katie?
Number 2, please.
Number 2, it shall be. Beachwood, remember, you don't have to buzz in. Are you ready for your questions? Yeah. All right, Jason, Mike, David, here we go. The engineers at NASA cheered on January 4th when the Spirit landed on what planet? 4th from the sun?
Mars?
Is correct. Although outnumbered 10-1, Greek forces still defeated the Persians in 490 BC in what battle whose name now identifies a 26-mile foot race?
Marathon.
Is correct. So vast, so beautiful a land was Marshall Sprague's enthusiastic description of what 1803 land purchase that doubled the size of the United States?
The Louisiana Purchase.
Is correct. Take a look at your monitor for a science question. Periodic table, phase diagram, Krebs rule. A great aid to understanding chemical data is which of these? A chart that organizes the elements into families.
Periodic table.
Is correct. At age 16, a boy in ancient Rome might ceremonially become an adult by donning what traditional garment worn only by male citizens of Rome?
Toga.
Is correct. Had the main characters been able to share their plans with each other via email, there might not have been a tragic ending to what Shakespeare play about 2 star-crossed young lovers.
Romeo and Juliet.
Is correct. Take a look at your monitor, please, for a math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as an integer.
11.
11 is correct. Other than George Washington, the only U.S. president to take his oath of office in New York City was what 21st president who succeeded Garfield in 1881?
Chester A. Arthur.
Is correct. That is worth the bonus. Congratulations, Beachwood. St. Joseph Academy, there are only one set of questions remaining. Katie, Cadron, and Lisa, I've got your questions right here. Are you ready? Because here we go. It would take a really determined tourist to walk the full 1,500-mile length of what structure built in China in a vain attempt to keep out invaders?
The Great Wall of China.
Is correct. The Bible sometimes uses as a symbol of strength what same flavoring described in chemistry books as sodium chloride?
Salt.
Is correct. Although it might suggest a gossip reporter, the name busybody was used in the 18th century by what Philadelphia printer of Poor Richard's Almanac?
Ben Franklin.
That is correct. Take a look at the monitor, please, for a science question. Proxima Centauri, North Star, Sirius. Which of these three heavenly objects is the star other than the sun that is nearest to the Earth?
Sirius.
Proxima Centauri is the answer we were looking for. The horses, Cincinnati and Traveler, had a chance to meet only once during the Civil War when their masters, Grant and Lee, met to end the war at what Virginia courthouse?
Appomattox.
I will take that, Appomattox. Most pastry recipes are in cookbooks, but there's a recipe for squash pie in what best-known work of Louisa May Alcott?
Little Women.
Is correct. Take a look at your monitor, please, for a math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as an integer.
303.
Is correct. Your final question. Only one man who served as Speaker of the House has been elected U.S. President, and he was what 11th Chief Executive who was in office during the Mexican War? Need an answer. Looking for Polk, James Polk. All right, that ends that round. We're going to be back with more academic challenge and our deciding grab bag round right after this.
Westfield Insurance invests in career development for our employees and our independent agency partners, allowing us to provide the highest level of service to our customers. Represented locally by leading independent insurance agents, Westfield Insurance is very proud to bring you Academic Challenge, because supporting youth is another way we're protecting your future.
Remember how it felt the last time you flew out of that big airport? So next time, fly out of the Akron-Canton Airport. A better way to go. Save on fares to Tampa aboard AirTran Airways. Game time!
Introducing the all-new Suzuki Forenza, loaded with premium features, more room than Civic, and America's #1 warranty. The all-new Suzuki Forenza. Now you really can have it all.
You say you'd give your right arm to be there for your family? Here's your chance to prove it. Have your blood pressure checked and controlled to lower your risk of heart attack and stroke.
For Academic Challenge information on the web, log on to Newsnet5.com and click on Education.
Welcome back to Academic Challenge. Before we get started, we want to recap our scores for this game. So far, in third place right now, James A. Garfield. You have 300 points. Second place with 340 points, St. Joseph Academy. In first place, Beachwood with 530 points. It's time for the grab bag round. In this free-for-all, each correct answer is worth 20 points. The teams will lose 20 points for a wrong or no answer. There are also some visual questions worth 30 points, but an incorrect answer will cost you 30 points. Again, this is for all three teams. Hands on the buzzers. I'll direct you to the monitor when necessary. Here we go. Though he didn't win one major championship this year, what athlete was chosen PGA Tour Player of the Beachwood?
Tiger Woods.
Is correct. It took him over a year, but Christopher Swain recently swam the 1,243-mile length of what river that points to what? St. Joseph Academy.
Nile River.
Columbia River. Looking for the Columbia River. The phrase, how it seduced the world, is part of the subtitle of a recent book about what plant that contains nicotine. James A. Garfield.
Tobacco.
Is correct. Take a look at your monitor for me, please. Orator William Jennings Bryan talked to crowds of all sizes in his unsuccessful 1896 presidential bid against what Republican? Anybody? Looking for William McKinley. The only state that didn't report a growth in population last year was what Plains State, where there are fewer than 100,000 people in the largest James A. Garfield.
Wyoming.
North Dakota. We're looking for North Dakota. If each exterior angle of an equiangular polygon measures 10 degrees, how many sides does the polygon have? Anybody? 36 sides on the tip of your tongue. Sunlight at Midnight is a book about what second largest Russian city where a lingering sun creates the famed white nights of June and July. Beachwood.
St. Petersburg?
Is correct. Take a look at your monitor for me. Soaring through the air is what seabird that plays a part? James A. Garfield.
Albatross.
Is correct. What man became the best-known engineer in Germany in the 1890s when he invented an internal combustion engine? Beachwood.
Benz?
No, Diesel. Rudolf Diesel. A beta particle passing between oppositely charged electrodes would be repelled by the anode, repelled by the cathode, or unaffected by either electrode. St. Joseph Academy.
By the anode?
Repelled by the cathode was the answer we're looking for. An ichthyologist might enjoy reading Madeleine L'Engle's book titled The Arm of what echinoderm that has 5 arms? St. Joseph.
Starfish?
Is correct. Take a look at the monitor for me. This wheat field is located not in Kansas, but in what Canadian province whose name begins and ends with the letter A? James A. Garfield.
Alberta.
Alberta is correct. Some literary critics were outraged when the National Book Foundation gave its prestigious annual award to what author of such popular horror novels as The Shining? Beachwood.
Stephen King.
Is correct. Michelangelo was lying down on the job when he spent weeks lying on his back. And we are out of time, but you buzzed in, Beachwood.
Sistine Chapel.
Sistine Chapel is correct. We're going to award you those points. That is the final buzzer and the end of our game. Let's take a look at our final scores. In third place with 320 points, St. Joseph Academy. In second place with 360 points, James A. Garfield. With 590 points, our winners on Academic Challenge are Beachwood. Congratulations to all 3 teams. We appreciate you being here. Be sure to join us next week as we will feature teams from Garfield Heights, Olmsted Falls, and St. Edward. I'm Adam Shapiro. We will see you next week for another Academic Challenge. Good night, everybody.
Challenge has been brought to you by Westfield Insurance.
Windy this evening with temperatures falling through the 40s.
It was a dark and stormy night.
And then he said you and me and
$20,000.
And
I don't have that kind of money.
And I've said it for the last time.
And I'll say it again.
What?
There is nothing like a schnauzer.
The conversation never ends with and.
Get my point?
And
Starting with unlimited local and long distance from home, all for one low rate and all on one bill. And brings it all together.
And it worked.
From AT&T.
During the past 3 years, it's true George W. Bush has created more jobs. Unfortunately, they were created in places like China. Bush's policies have encouraged the loss of nearly 3 million jobs. He supported tax breaks to corporations that ship jobs overseas. George W. Bush is taking our country in the wrong direction. It's time to make America work for every American.
When you have the space, you can always find ways to fill it. The Mitsubishi Galant, now with more space than ever before. Still starting under 18 grand. And right now get 1.9% financing for 60 months and a 10-year warranty on a car you actually want to drive. Only at Mitsubishi.
Donato's presents Hot Chicks on Taste. These chicks are too hot for TV. They're so hot, they've inspired a spicy new pizza.
Introducing Donato's new Buffalo Chicken Pizza. It's a spicy buffalo sauce loaded edge to edge with crispy popcorn chicken, fresh veggies, and a hot sauce finish. It's the spicy buffalo taste you crave. Donato's new Buffalo Chicken Pizza.
Order now and you too can have hot chicks.